Alright, so before I start this video, I want to make two things clear. Number one, this is not for any sort of clout or attention or any of the sort, and I pray you don't perceive it as such. I'm making this video because honestly, I had no clue how to get my feelings out there or what to say or what the right thing to say even is in the fucking first place. So I just wanted to express to myself and to my peers how I'm feeling. I struggled for a long time about how to say this and who to say it to, and ultimately, I decided that this maybe was the best way. Sorry if it isn't. And number two, I'm a mess and I'm going through a crazy time in my life when it comes to discovering my sexuality and identity. And I'm learning so much while I do it. So if I say something that's flat out wrong or sounds insane, please correct me. But also know that I'm trying my best just like everyone else. I think for as long as I can remember, from the very beginning, I was taught to be a man. Church, family, friends, relationships, all from a really young age had told me that I was a man and that was how men acted. And I didn't know any better, so I just took to it. I tried to act like a man, do all the things that men did, conform to whatever society had told me was right for a man because I didn't want to be different or defective. I just wanted to be normal, like everyone else. And of course, I realize now that that's ridiculous, but at the time I didn't know any better. I just thought that's what I was supposed to do. Throughout that time, I noticed that there were a lot of times where I didn't feel like a man at all, or I didn't think I was doing what men were supposed to do. I even joked to myself that if I was a dude, I wasn't very good at being one, but that was the extent of it. That lasted until I was about 26 or so, when COVID hit. It felt like it took a lot of who I thought I was with it, to be honest. My dad kicked me out of the house that year, and spent a lot of time that year also showing me how, not proud of me he was, which really took a blow to whatever manhood I was supposed to have. I had been taught to be a man and that I was a man for so long, and one of the men I modeled myself after and looked up to had basically just pushed me away. So it hurt. At the same time, I had lost my girlfriend. I don't want to send hate her way or write a novel about her, but the end of that relationship was filled with fear and anxiety. She would ask me questions like, "Are you gay?" and simply imply that I was just not enough for her. And in the end, I think that broke me really badly because I had built a relationship with her off of the guise that I was this well put together cishet man. And whether we knew it or not, I think we found together that I wasn't, even if we didn't know it yet. All of this combined with losing my job and all the friends I had left me in a really dark place. Not just about my sexual preference or gender identity, but about everything. All the foundations of who I thought I was and who I was supposed to be crumbled, and I was left in a tiny studio apartment with my cat and a bottle of anxiety meds. So I had to start over with everything. The only constant in my life was content creation, and I really took to it. Through creation, I met some amazing people and formed some relationships I'll never forget. Friends, coworkers, and of course, some romantic relationships. The beginning of discovering who I was also discovering what I was actually into. Now, don't worry, this is not the part of the video where I go into horrific detail about all my kinks and sexual experiences. I promise, I swear. I'm just saying that those relationships helped me realize that gender and sexuality was more than just some caveman-like attraction to whatever society tells you you're supposed to like and what you're supposed to be. It opened my eyes a lot. Over the years, I learned a lot more and was way more open and honest with myself and others, and at that point my sexuality was pretty much implied, but I never really came out as anything. It wasn't until a close friend had directly asked me during a stream what my sexuality was, and I didn't really have an answer for them, and I thought to myself, yeah, what the fuck am I? I wasn't straight, but I hadn't really thought about putting a label on anything. If we're being honest, I was kind of embarrassed. I was expressing myself for the first time ever, but I didn't know enough about sexual preference to really give you an answer. Bi? Pan? A million other things? Honestly, I felt like a fraud being so close to so many queer people who had their sexuality seemingly all figured out. They were all so knowledgeable, experienced, confident, and at the time, I knew how I felt, but if you asked me a real serious question about anything like that, I would explode on the spot. I think I still kind of would. So I did some research and had some conversations and settled on pansexuality. For being honest, sometimes I think maybe the answer is bi instead, but it felt really good to plant a flag in something and say, I am this for the first time on my own without somebody telling me I was. And honestly, I thought that was it. I thought I had solved the puzzle, that I was free to be myself and live my happiest, truest life. Yeah, I was fucking wrong. Just like last time, content creation also introduced me to a bunch of cool trans people. I had always known trans people existed, and I've always been happy to see them live their true, authentic lives and be happy, but my tiny brain never even thought to question myself or delve deeper into discovering my gender identity. During my discovery and learning experience, one time I had even told a partner that I was super open to discovering my sexual preference and exploring it until I could firmly put a title on it, but I said I was pretty solid on my gender. Yeah, that was a fucking lie too. But after spending all this time around other trans people and seeing how truly happy, knowledgeable, experienced, and amazing they were, living the life they wanted to, I was reminded of the way I felt when I got asked about my sexual preference for the first time. What am I? So I asked myself, could I be trans? What does it take to be trans? I didn't even know it was an option. It was like going to Wendy's your whole life and only eating cheeseburgers and then finding out that one day they serve fucking pizza. And apparently they always have. And I guess that brings the big old question of, what am I? Right now, I'm proud to say that I'm gender fluid and pansexual. I use any pronouns and I love any body. As someone close to me would say, I love your heart, not your parts. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, I sound stupid, I'm not always sure what to say or do, but I know it makes me happy. And this makes me happy. And so do you guys. So thanks for listening. And I'll see you in a different video with different pronouns. Okay, if you're still listening, this is post-script reread. I wrote it all down to, I don't know, make sure I had some kind of cohesiveness to what I was saying, but this is me with no script. Again, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate you. I am still on a long journey to figure things out. So again, please, if anyone has anything to ask me or to correct me on, please let me know. I'm begging. And again, just, I don't know, I'm yapping a lot, but thank you so much for all of this and being so kind. And I hope that this was, I didn't really know how to tell everybody in the community at the same time that I was gender fluid and pansexual, and I never really have, so I figured this was it. I don't know. Anywho, thanks for watching the video, and look, shiny sand slash, or sand shrew. I don't know what I caught. This is me before I record the Pokemon part. Okay, bye, love you!